Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Tom Screlson and these are your sporting headlines. Southampton legend Kelvin Davis will take charge of his first game as Eastleigh manager tonight. Davis and his side will travel to take on bottom of the league Oxford City at the Roar Charging Stadium. The Spitfires currently sit in 15th place and are just 4 points above the relegation zone. Now to Poole, and we take a trip down to Rocket Ronnie's where Diego Andrade has a story with talented beginner Callum Trod.
Hello, I am Diego Andrade and welcome to Rocket Ronnie's, a pool club in Southampton. Yeah, just come with me, let's check it out.
Rocket Ronnie's is one of the biggest pool halls in town. Here they boast 22 English Supreme winner pool tables, 8 stylish grey and silver black pool tables, the only Chinese pool table on the south coast, a lovely American pool table covered in a powder blue match play cloth, and 2 full-size snooker tables spread over 2 floors. One of the most affordable pool places in town. No membership is required. Anyone can just turn up and play. We spoke to Callum Todd, a 23-year-old pool player who recently joined the Rocket Ronnie's team.
What inspired you into playing pool?
So I used to play a bit amount in pubs and things like that for fun. And then I started working here actually. And then got in love with the sport, met a few people and players that play, very good players, and there's a couple of players that I look up to and aspire to be like, so that's kind of given me the drive to keep going. Even a couple of tournaments I've done so far, I've done pretty well, bearing in mind how long I've been playing and the players and the calibre of players I'm playing against.
And how much dedication do you think is needed to be competing at a professional level?
Loads of dedication, yes. You can't just show up every now and again and play. Especially at high level, definitely a lot of dedication, a lot of time you need to put in practice and to gain the consistency and the skill level. So yeah, definitely a lot of dedication.
Would you class pool as a professional sport?
100%, yeah. There's a lot of training that goes into it and a lot of mindset and even nutrition and health helps with it too. So yeah, I would say so.
For beginners who are struggling to improve, what tips would you give to them?
Definitely a lot of time. That's probably the main one. You can be very talented, but if you don't put the time in, then yeah, you're not going to improve. So definitely get down there and play.
According to reports, Kylian Mbappe has agreed to join Real Madrid at the end of the season. The French striker told PSG last week that he wants to leave the club when his contract ends in the summer. It's been suggested that Mbappe will receive £128 million as a signing-on fee, although none of the parties have agreed a deal as of yet. Now we look at futsal player James Lewis, who has made the transition from futsal to the Solent first team. Zach Miller reports.
James Lewis is a Solent first team football player, but his story tells us just how far he's come. From starting as a futsal player to now becoming a main starter in the first team, he tells us how he's embedded into his new surroundings.
It's been alright. I obviously know a few of the guys anyway, so it's been a pretty smooth transition. So, yeah, it's a step up, but obviously the boys have been really good with me. Ethan's been good with me, so as I say, it's been good. It gets a lot sometimes, but it's nothing I'm not used to because I've been playing football my whole life, so I'm just used to it at this point. So yeah, definitely. I mean, Michael's obviously. I've known Michael since I was a kid, so and everyone's really nice. Everyone's been really welcoming. It's good banter within the group, and I think yeah, it's just an all-round good laugh.
Michael Goddard has been close friends with James since they were young, playing in the same team with him for many years. But after they went their separate ways at university, he tells us what it's like to have his best mate in football back with him.
It's pretty cool. He said, you know, because he was playing for the Freeze before, it's the first time he's played in a team without me. But you know, obviously it's nice to have him back alongside me, and obviously he knows how I play, I know how he plays. It complemented each other quite nicely. So yeah, it's nice to have him back. Don't think futsal's really for me. I'm not as not as technical as he is really. So yeah, I think it's suited him quite nicely because he's better in tighter situations. He's got better awareness now. So yeah, I think it's definitely improved his game.
Third team manager Charlie Dantel does nothing but praise and plaudits for the ability James has.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's come from futsal. I dropped him a message about coming to play because he hasn't played for Solent before. On the ball, technically brilliant. Offers a lot. Defensively as well, his work rate off the ball. You can see that obviously he's come from academy football, he knows the game really well. The standards that he sets on and off the pitch, not just with the ball, without it, his attitude in every game that he comes to, and the respect that he deservedly gets off the lads, goes a long way, and I think that's something that we'll miss as a team.
Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says forward Diogo Jota will miss more than a month because of a knee injury.
Not great.
The Portuguese
definitely
international
not.
went down awkwardly and was forced off during Saturday's Premier League win at Brentford. The news adds to the Red Men's injury woes, with Alexander-Arnold and Alisson also still unavailable. Next up, we look at the world of walking football and the misconceptions around it. Jamie Lozinski has the story.
We visited Frome Leisure Centre on a Thursday night to see Somerset's weekly walking football match. As the name suggests, walking football is played with some rather different rules to traditional football, with no running, headers and only minimal contact is allowed. Angelo Ruiz organises and referees the weekly session, as well as plenty more across the West Country.
I've been doing walking football since 2015. Primarily we started just to get people over 50 just to get moving. It's great for mental health. We have a lot of people that do recovering from injury, cancer, surgery, knee operations, but it's grown so quickly now. We've got some teams in the leagues, played abroad as well, so it's grown quite quickly. I do 2 sessions, Frome here, Frome Ladies, and I do Midsummer Norton as well.
Since the sport's inception in 2011, the English FA officially recognises the sport, with international recognition also growing.
Ex-players who, because there's when you play normal football, when you get to about 45, there's nothing else to play. So this came in just to, as I say, get to older people to get moving. And then now more ex-players are starting to play now, and it's just grown all over Europe, all over the world. We have World Cups. And I think it's just because people love football and they gave up playing football because they couldn't run anymore, and now they start playing walking football.
This group is a selection of over 50s men from Wiltshire and Somerset, but to goalkeeper Richard Oleshinsky, it's more than just about the physical exertion.
It's a nice pace, and it's not aggressive at all, mate. Everybody's old and they've all got false hips and broken backs and spleen problems.
Walking football can be looked down on by certain areas of the footballing community, and some say that there are misconceptions about walking football.
People who think, I think it's for really old people, but it's not. I mean, there was a couple here tonight, one is like 76, I think, and he can run most of them into the ground anyway. But no, it's a good bunch of lads, and everybody loves it.
The sport continues to grow across the world, but for these players in Somerset, it's a way to continue to enjoy the sport that they love. Jamie Oleshinsky, Solent Sports News.
West Germany's Andreas Brunn has been described by his former club as a footballing legend following his death at age 63. His partner today confirmed that he suffered a cardiac arrest. Brem scored his country's winning goal over Argentina to win the World Cup in 1990. He also won titles with Bayern Munich and Inter Milan during his playing days. Last but not least, we have an exclusive story on rising snooker star Oliver Sykes, who's been compared to some of the sport's greats. Nathan Rawlings has the story.
Chandler's Ford Snooker Club has hosted a number of the greatest players, including Steve Davis, who dominated the sport in the 80s. Fast forward 4 decades, and there is a new player who is looking to become the next big thing. 18-year-old Oliver Sykes is a full-time amateur player and has been compared to arguably the greatest player in the sport, Ronnie O'Sullivan, something he believes can affect him when he plays.
Yeah, a little bit, because the way I sort of play, I wouldn't say I'm quite similar to Ronnie. I'm a little bit slower around the table. I'm probably a bit more like a Mark Selby or a John Higgins. But yeah, to have that sort of title above my name, it's sort of it's nice, you know.
Oliver has been at this snooker club for 10 years, and even those who have been there a shorter period of time know how good he could be. Tim, who works at the club, believes that he could become the next big thing.
Kid's got massive potential. When I started working there, I've been here about 2 years now. Come up, watched him play. Could see that, yeah, he's got some promise about him. He's the big name of the club, you know. Like everyone looks for Oliver, and yeah, they've had a couple of club championships that he'll win quite easily, and yeah, he's got great potential.
We've seen the rise of teenage sensation Luke Littler in darts, and Oliver believes that he could be the one to drive the growth of snooker.
Yeah, if I keep it up, I've got a lot of big tournaments coming up, which are a big opportunity for me to turn professional and sort of get to that next level in the sport. There's a lot of good up-and-coming talents like myself who are really trying to improve and get better at the game.
Freddie Dorman, Solent Sports News.
That's all for now. For more news, check out our website, solentsportsnews.com. I'll be back in an hour.